Hola everyone. Well, this has certainly been an interesting week in crypto. The funny thing is, I was going to tell you that I was going to postpone my video on my strategy of how to earn enough Bitcoin to enjoy a month-long vacation and even first-class airfare. But then events happened and I thought it was more important to share what I had learned. But then on Saturday, more news had surfaced, this time about my passive trades. So I ended up switching gears up again. As a YouTuber, there is always so much to talk about and it never gets boring, and especially this week is a perfect example of that. So today I want to do an update on some of our platforms and share with you how they're reacting to the current pandemic and market conditions and give you my thoughts, plus share a nice little surprise near the end. But before we jump into today's video, I just want to throw the disclaimer out there and remind you guys I am not a financial advisor, I'm not a pandemic expert, I don't know where they have toilet paper, and just basically I'm simply a girl who's trying to share her journey on how she's turning her smaller stacks into larger stacks. Remember, we never throw our money into things that money that we can't afford to lose in these platforms. A perfect reminder of that was this past hype season, which seems to have died already. I mean, things in crypto move fast. Everything in this crypto space is cyclical though. We went through this last year too. So, there'll always be something more coming along. We might have to be a little more patient just because of the current market conditions and the pandemic that's going on. It's hard to say. I've already had developers reach out to me showcasing me their bots, their Telegram bots and other bots as well. Do I want to jump in this yet? Well, honestly, I haven't decided. When you think about this space, we so quickly go from, say, 5 or 6 consistently paying platforms in our portfolio, all of a sudden to 1 or 2 left standing in a matter of days. We never know what will happen. No one has a crystal ball, and that's including myself. So please, whatever you decide to jump into, please only invest money that you can afford to lose. I mean, about 2 weeks ago, I invested $300 into my passive trades and would have never imagined I would have to share today's news with you. But it is what it is, and all we can do is just try to stay informed and hope for the best. Now, unless you are living under a rock, which, don't get me wrong, can be a good thing at times, you already are aware of the chaos that has hit the markets all over the world due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The market over the past week has not only been really volatile, but also has been plummeting. We always knew this space was risky, and it's been proven this week. But we have to remember, every market is getting hit. Precious metals, the Dow, Bitcoin, and even other cryptos. It can honestly send the masses into great panic and fear, but it doesn't have to. Let me see if I can explain. I know people out there are getting sick, especially the elderly and those with weakened immune systems. And don't get me wrong, I pray that they have the support that they need. The fact that grocery store shelves are almost bare, canned foods are non-existent in our area anyways, and not that I ever eat canned foods, but even toilet paper is non-existent. And when it does get restocked, I've seen it. People are literally climbing over one another, racing to the back of the store, trying to beat one another and not caring if there's an elderly person in front of them. It's really sad to see panic creep into our daily lives like this, and this panic has also spread over into the markets. And as it spreads, the fear increases because people see things plummet, they get worried, they fall into fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, and then they end up selling off, no matter even if they're taking a loss. And I have to admit, when I was in that grocery store the other day, I even had a moment where I thought to myself, should I buy cereal and maybe some almond milk? You see, they have a long shelf life, but the problem is I never eat cereal. But I thought to myself, if I'm desperate, then it would be good to have it in the pantry. I mostly live on nutritional shakes and whole foods, so my cupboards are filled with pea protein, anything dairy-free, and I probably have enough for 6 months. But one can always get tired of having shakes. So as I'm standing in the grocery store, I'm thinking to myself, yes, I should just buy a box of cereal and a few containers of almond milk. Now, I did it. I fell into that fear. Now, I didn't go crazy and buy, the whole shelf full of cereal and as many almond milk as I could. I only bought 1 box of cereal and 2 containers of almond milk. The more we panic, the more we're falling into the overall plan. And don't get me started on that topic. We can live on very little, and we can adapt, and we can even help our communities. The one thing that I feel so desperate to want to help, or what's tugging at my heart so desperately, are the seniors who are so fragile. One is they can't travel all over the city looking for toilet paper. They can't run to the back of the store and beat the 1,000 shoppers that are running for that one pile of toilet paper and grabbing it and stampeding over one another. I have told myself, if I find a good slew of toilet paper, even one package, I'm buying it, and I'm buying as much as I can. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't because I'm falling into fear, because I'm not buying it for myself. I'm going to buy it for my elderly residents in the neighborhood. Take a moment during these times, please, and think about who might be in your area that might not be as able-bodied as you, or who might be more at risk of getting sick because of a weakened immune system. And take some time and give them some support. We all have a blessed lives. If we're on the internet and we're being able to play around with Bitcoin, we have a blessed life compared to many. Yes, Bitcoin is crashing. Platforms are halting operations, and some are even exiting. Really, it isn't a big deal in the whole picture of things. Bitcoin will come back. It always does. For the little Bitcoin that I still do have in my wallet, I'm not cashing it out in fear. Yes, the dollar amount has dropped, but it's still the same amount of Bitcoin, and I have faith that Bitcoin will gain traction again after all this chaos is over. Last week, Ryan Bain, CEO of Soft Trade AI, did a live stream video announcing that withdrawals for Soft Trade AI would be halted for about 2 weeks, and opening up again in March, or I think it was March 25th exactly. Over the weekend, though, My Passive Trades 2 also put out a note on their website mentioning pandemic-related issues with trading. So for those of you who follow me closely, you have probably already noticed that I took down my referral links to My Passive Trades on Saturday. But after we watched this video of the live stream that occurred on Sunday, unfortunately, I didn't catch it in time. It was early Sunday morning, and I was busy doing other things. I didn't really realize what time it was going to be played, but I was able to catch the replay. And of course, for those of you who aren't on Facebook, I've included it here. So anyone who's been logging in since Saturday would have already seen this pop up. So aside from the notice that is up on the website, for those of you who aren't on Facebook, My Passive Trades has also put out an official notice as of Saturday regarding this pop-up that's on the website. So basically it says, "Dear My Passive Trade members, due to the current global financial unrest that was triggered by the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, alongside the oil and other factors, the cryptocurrency markets are getting into unprecedented and incredibly unique market conditions with extreme reactions to all kinds of fleeting headlines and political speeches and statements." Blah. I'm not quite awake this morning, sorry. As a new asset class that emerged a little over a decade ago, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have never been in such a challenge, facing both a global pandemic and a global financial recession. Within this unique context, we can't be confident of hitting our profit targets at our time targets with our current forecasting models. Therefore, we will be suspending trading in this market, and we're going to temporarily halt earnings, deposits, and withdrawals until trading resumes when the market is safer. Kudos to my passive trades. You know, whether we like to call this gambling or investments or deposits, it's our money. And it's like throwing money into a market blindly. If the bots and their traders and everything else is not working as expected, I give these guys kudos for having the balls to come out and say, you know what? We're halting everything until it's safer to do the trading. Whether we can make profits during this time or not, it's the tone from the top means everything to me, and these guys are doing it right. So yes, we have money on the platform. Yes, this is crypto, and they might not survive this. You know, this pandemic, everyone's thinking it's going to be over in 2 weeks. I'll be very shocked if it is. Of course, again, I don't have a crystal ball, but I imagine it will last for months, and that what is coming can be quite drastic on not only the financial situations of markets, but of individuals as well, which is why I'm coming up with a plan B. But I'm not going to get into that now. Let's go on with this statement that they put out on Saturday. So we exited all our positions very early on, and we are not planning to trade this market until it is less volatile and less sensitive to every politician's word and every news headline. We need to protect funds and maintain stability while not taking massive risks, like engaging in current market. Sustainability is essential for us here at in my passive trades, and prevention is always better than cure. We have always been fully transparent with our members, and our plan is to always fight for the well-being of the My Passive Trades community. This is a lifelong mission for us, and we're not going anywhere. We will do a live video tomorrow to discuss the situation and answer your questions. Thank you for your understanding. So I did take some time to listen to the Facebook Live, and I have obviously recorded it for you. So let's just get into that and see what came out.
All right, everybody, I believe that we are live. I'm going to come across to the group now just to double check that that is the case. And then we will open up for obviously all questions. We will go through everything. Guys, as always, we are here. We're not going anywhere. We're here. We're on the spot. You can ask us any questions that you want to ask us. We will be more than happy to go through and answer anything for you. We will obviously discuss the current situation with regards to the markets and its effects on everything. Yes, is live now. Okay, looking good.
Hey, Danny.
My picture actually looks absolutely horrendous by the looks of it on Facebook. I'm not quite sure what that is. I've literally just set my computer up, so to be quite honest with you, I have no idea. But we'll soon find out. Anyway, right, the main thing is that obviously you can see us and you can hear us okay. We're going to go through, we're going to do a Q&A, we're going to answer all questions, we're going to talk a bit about the it's okay on Zoom, fantastic, thank you. We're going to go through, we're going to obviously discuss the current market situations. Volume is low, volume is on your side, mate, I think. Yeah, go through we're going to talk about obviously the existing market situations and everything that's kind of going on there, the effects and why we've had to take the precautions that we are, and obviously we are discussing elements for the future too. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to let Facebook rack up a little bit, because there's lots of people coming through. Haven't got coronavirus, honestly. Right. My volume. Earphones working better. Okay, brilliant. All right. Okay. Is this now a good time to start trading with volatility to start your arbitrage trading? Arbitrage loves volatility. Yes, obviously the arbitrage system is not fully completed and ready to go yet. So the answer to that is that we're not miles away from it being ready. When it is ready, yes, it will be fantastic. And yes, in a market like this, however, as much as arbitrage might love a volatile market, actually the way arbitrage works, conventional arbitrage works, it really does not like a volatile market. Anybody that tells you that it likes a volatile market is misguided. Remember, when you are doing arbitrage trading conventionally, you have to hold, if you are doing it crypto to, let's say, a crypto fiat, so like USDT, let's say that you are doing it USDT to BTC, for example. On one exchange, you have to hold 50% of all your funds in USDT. On the other fund, you have to hold all of your exchanges on BTC, because you're essentially doing a change. So on one, you're going to sell the BTC to USDT. On the other, you're going to buy. That's how you're making the difference between the two middle. In which case, you're constantly holding 50% of your funds in cryptocurrency, of which in times like this is ridiculous. All right. So in times of massive volatility, no, you can make 1% on a trade and lose 25% on the other hand very, very quickly. So no, is the honest answer. The way our arbitrage trade bot will work internally in one exchange, yes, but equally times like this do still bring an element of more risk to it. Okay, I'm going to come across, I can obviously see participants' earphones working better, your volume is fine. The question about the arbitrage, are you guys live on Facebook? Yes, we are. You look good, sir. Thank you. Hello, Sir Darren and Sir Nabil. I'm not a sir. I work for a living. Straight for the Q&A, or think for a living. Hi, buddy. Hi, guys. Hi, Darren and Nabil. Great to see you guys here. Darren, hi, CEO. Hi, Darren and Bill. Nabil, name, but call him whatever you want. I don't mind. How do I share this Zoom call with my team who doesn't have a link to Facebook? I need the link. The link has been posted out equally on here, though you will be able to. But if someone can just post the link for Sandra to be able to send that out, that'd be much appreciated. Hello, Darren, ICAO. Hi, guys. Thanks for the call before it was. Hello from Vietnam. Hello, Danny. Hope you're well. How to share this with my team? Where is the link? Someone's going to post it for you. Hello, buddy from the Philippines. Hello. Right, lots of people saying hello. All right. Questions coming through. Any idea how long you guys are going to suspend the trading at all? Right. So, guys, first and foremost, Nabil, do you want to explain about the trading aspect, obviously, and the with the current market situation, obviously the reasons for us pausing it to make sure that we maintain in an incredibly strong position for the future.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good to be here as always. So yeah, we are going through like some incredibly unique market conditions, and what usually happens for like traders and investors who have like a good winning streak, like as we always seen in Wall Street, for example, like before 2018, and also like this time, we see that when people are so successful in trading or investing, they start taking more risks. I think like I believe I read something like that in some psychology book or something. Like the more you're successful, the more you are able to take more risk, and you need to control that, because sometimes we're just weak in front of our emotions. And right now, rationally, logically, this is not a good market environment. Yes, there are like some feelings of FOMO kicking in, saying, okay, we're so undervalued, this can go. As like someone who saw like a lot of markets so far, I don't think, like, nobody knows what the proper price of anything. So anything can, like Bitcoin, for example, even though we're strong believers in this industry, we understand the uncertainty and fear, and especially uncertainty, because it puts it like 50-50. It can go up too much or go down too much, and that's a very risky market environment. This is very unique. Bitcoin has never been in the middle of a pandemic crisis. Me and Darren have never been, like, I think all of us, we've never been in a pandemic crisis, like even people who are older than Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is pretty, I think we should be very careful with how we're going to play this one. The fact that we exited too early, and we just kept watching what was going on, that was a good step from our part. We don't want to mess all that up by trying to get into a very risky market right now. So as I said, like in Wall Street, for example, 2018, just a little drop in the market, the stock market put a lot of big investment firms like Lehman Brothers into bankruptcy, because that's the problem. When we're like successful for a lot of time, you start taking more risks, and we're trying to just handle that and control that, and not let those emotions like get over and control the situation. So we're just waiting. We're gonna see how this pandemic situation will resolve, and when the market is less sensitive, because that's the problem. It's very sensitive to all kind of news and headlines, and as much as we have like good research team, like we're always researching what's going on in the market and trying to be first to know what's those catalysts that can move the market either ways. It's too risky, because somebody would know that information before you, and he can just start selling or dumping their bags, or vice versa, buying too much, and you're gonna just miss the move. So we want a little bit of a like safer market environment, so that we can just keep using our existing models without too much risk, without increasing the risk, because we're playing this for the long run. So that's basically the whole situation. Hopefully it's not going to take too long, but we need to be safer a little bit. And the other thing is that we have time, we have a time frame for how much we should make every period of time, so that we can like sustainably keep everything going smoothly in PT. So having a pause, so that everyone poses with us, so that time doesn't like stay the same for the members, but it's different for us. It's better so that we all take a break, for just so that we can see things get calmer. Just like that's the problem with the markets. When there is uncertainty, there is a lot of sensibility, and there is a lot of the markets are agitated, and we need to see that calm down a little bit. We need to see like a safer environment. So hopefully it's not going to take too much. And yeah, we are in unprecedented times right now in our lives, like what we're looking at, what we're seeing happening in the streets and in markets, and the global economy is, there are a lot of doubts about everything right now. So probably this is the best way to go with, especially because we have a time target. So we want the time target to not stay there like as a gun in our heads. It's better to we take just a little break, all of us, and then we keep moving as usual, keeping sustainability and keeping everything going as it should. So that's basically the whole situation. Maybe if you guys have some questions or specific questions, then I can go through them, but that's basically what's going on right now. They're like very unique times, and we're trying to play it in the most rational and best way for all of you guys.
Yeah, like the Bills just said, pretty much at the minute, nobody has the answers. I know how much that sucks. It really sucks for us because we want to be able, we want certainty. We want to know what's happening. We don't have a clue. We can't pass on certainty because we don't have certainty ourselves, which puts us in a very, very unique and bloody horrible position, to be quite honest with you. We don't, we really didn't want to obviously be in the position. But what I can say is that my passive trades isn't and never will become a Ponzi scheme. If we were to continue paying now, when we are not generating those profits, that is exactly what my passive trades would become. An outright Ponzi scheme, it would be disgusting, quite frankly. Of which, obviously, we've always worked extremely hard in this market against. And sometimes that comes at a cost, I guess. Being legit, being real, sometimes comes at its cost. And the cost is responsibility and having a true responsibility. Now, I understand that there's in this kind of instance, like in every instance, in every crash, in every pandemic, in everything that happens really in life, you're going to have half the people, right, maybe traders, half the traders out there, let's say, that are going to turn around and say, yeah, safe thing to do, yeah, agree. And you're going to have half traders that say, no, with my strategy, it would all be different. You know, guys, the truth is nobody knows. Everybody is acting on what they think, on their personal emotions. Are some people able to make profits in this? Yeah, of course. With it going up and down, some people can make really good profits. Equally, they can be one trade away from making major losses. For us, we don't trade we don't trade with small amounts. Nabil, just one second. I just want to touch on something, and then I've seen lots of people, or I've seen a few people that have been saying with regards to stop losses, it's okay to trade because you can put a stop loss. I tell you, when you put in a trade with $250,000, a stop loss requires somebody to buy it. If the market takes a big spike down, there's no buyers. You putting that stop loss means that automatically the exchange will sell on your behalf at the next available buyer's price. That might not necessarily be where you want your stop loss to be. That could be at a 30-40% loss, of which normally you would have turned around if you were just holding it and you would have said, right, okay, well, I can hold it now because I'm expecting it to bounce back up. But no, it sells for you. Okay, so you have no control over it. A stop loss can be just as dangerous as what it can be protection. Okay, with smaller funds, okay, if you've got $1,000 trade or a $500 trade, absolutely, chances are it's very small in comparison to the market. It's going to fill. $200,000, $250,000 trade, boom. Yeah, that's a lot to be trying to offload in a time where the market can be taking either a big spike or a big drop. As we saw the other day, BTC took a drop from round about just under the 6,000. It was about 5.8, something like that, and it jumped right the way down to 3.8. Yes, it bounced back, but had we have had a stop loss on there at 3%, it probably would have sold all of that order. I mean, we wasn't in, but I'm just using this theoretically. Had it have sold an order at that, had we have had one in with a stop loss, a tight stop loss even, it would have sold all of that probably somewhere in the low 4,000, 4,500 region, of which in itself is a 25 to 30% loss. So you see, there is no safety net. Okay, lots of experts, lots of traders have all got their own opinions. At the end of the day, we are at the helm of this ship. It is our responsibility. It is down to us. At the end of the day, the buck stops with us. So therefore, the choice and the decision making we need to do with what we feel comfortable. Major wins, major losses, just sit in the middle, sit tight, wait for it to become safe again, and carry on. Okay, we're not gamblers. This is a gambler's market, so this is good. About how long we can continue trading, I think the question that you're meaning is like the reverse. How long before we can start trading? Guys, the honest answer is it all depends on the market. I mean, coronavirus is a part of it. I'm not going to say it's all because of coronavirus, because I don't believe it is. Coronavirus, from what I can see, okay, and this is only based on what I can see, and I can only tell you from what I can see. Coronavirus at the minute is obviously causing massive panic throughout the entire world. Countries are going into lockdown, people needing to stay at home, airlines, travel, restaurants, leisure, everything that involves community really, or anything that involves moving outside of your house is in trouble. And that puts its toll on the economy. People don't go out, people don't go to work, people don't go to work, they can't afford to pay their rent, etc., etc. It all damages the economy, of which means that people want to pull their money out of your conventional market. Unfortunately, BTC is currently following the market. Now, I have my personal beliefs on as to why that is, and I'll touch on that shortly as well. I am a very, very, very strong believer in cryptocurrency, and I do love Bitcoin. Equally, I am not too good to point out a couple of flaws in such situations, and why I see it not becoming the safe haven that it should be. So, from the position that we're in at the minute, to cut a long story short, COVID-19 or coronavirus, whatever you want to call it, has caused mass panic across all of the markets, of which has actually shown massive issues and insecurities within the current economical financial infrastructure. Okay, so something that's caused panic, something will probably disappear, but it's actually caused lots and lots of people to look at the existing infrastructure and think, actually, there's cracks in it. We can see there's cracks in it. So we put ourselves in a safe place, we weather the storm, and then we come out. If there are safe trades to be taken, then we will take that, obviously, and it will grow the funds in the background. That's not a bad thing, but we will not be playing until the market is safe to play in. So everything will come to normal. The honest answer is as soon as possible. Believe me, we want this running back to normal considerably more than you do. You might really, really want it, but believe me, it's an incredibly hard job for us to be doing. Why this decision so quickly? Markets like this, guys, you don't have time. Right? In this instance, we have a market against us. Okay, so we can't be paying out if we ain't making profits. If you want a Ponzi scheme that's going to continue during this time that says that they're back on trading, there's a long list of them that you can go to, but we ain't doing that. All right, we point blankly refuse to do that. I'm not going to risk your funds with the potential of making massive losses, which is going to put the company and everything, the whole MPT, everything, Production Universal, put everything at risk. Yeah, we'll obviously put everything at risk until I'm actually going to read some of these questions that are coming in here, guys. I'm just checking the Zoom. When I come over to Facebook, I will say so, and then obviously start posting all of your things, all of your questions on there. How does the crash in BTC affect the assets holding of MPT? It doesn't, guys. Right? The problem isn't that we've made losses. The problem isn't that we've lost loads of money with what we've been holding. Not at all. We've not been in the market. The problem is that we can't get in the market safely to make the profit, right? So we can't get in the market to make the profit. Therefore, we can't keep continuing paying, of which is increasing the liability of profit when we're not creating it. Okay, so we have to do the one safe and mature and responsible thing to do in this circumstances, which is to say we can't play in this market. We'll be back. You know, popped out, be back shortly. Yeah, that's literally the situation thing. Well done for making this big decision so quickly. Absolute best decision. Thank you. Thank you, Fiona, for your support. So after the company is over, we will get our earnings from the previous time. No, obviously we're not making profits, so we're not paying for this time. That's the whole point of pausing it, guys. When the virus goes to normal, hopefully incredibly soon. Unfortunately, it's affecting and costing thousands of lives throughout the world. So I wholeheartedly and generally hope it really does not last as long, and it really isn't as bad as what they think. But from what lots are saying, it could be with us for quite a while. I didn't know myself, but it actually started off in, obviously we know it started off in China, but I didn't know it actually started off there in December. So it's already been going for a long time. I'm praying for that, sir. So after the company's over and thing, I see the platinum packs are not updating and old packs are going one. Now all earnings on all packs have stopped, guys. The Crone might have just finished its last round. From it might have just finished its last run, but yeah, obviously earnings will be stopped on both. Can I suggest pay payment? No, we got perfect money. We can use perfect money to fund into forex accounts and things like that. But pay here isn't really that beneficial. How about the reserve fund and how does this relate to this situation? Okay, so yeah, the reserve fund, obviously we got out very quickly. We did incur some loss, but it was very, very small. It wasn't a big loss. Well within the means of what the reserve funds, on top of all of the other reserve funds, on top of the company's funds are. So we're still in an incredibly safe position. But in terms of how does it relate to this situation, quite a lot of it, guys, we've moved some into USDT. We've split it really, some of it into USDT, some of it we've actually moved into fiat. Okay, so we can hold it in fiat in USDT. So we can hold it in proper fiat as well. Obviously, the system is based. I hate fiat. As you probably know, I'm not a fan of fiat at all. However, moving it into fiat, guys, the system is based on fiat. Therefore, because the system is based on fiat, we hold it in fiat so that no matter what happens, we are one-to-one with the system, so to speak. We have some obviously moving across, or we are moving some across into gold, which again it has very small movements, but again it is a very solid place to be. Some in USDT, and we will hold a small, and I mean a very small amount in BTC as well, in case we do get a nice rally, but not enough to hurt us if it doesn't. Thanks so much for your transparency. We believe in the company. We just withdraw for a couple of days for daily expenses at the moment because it is a sudden move. It is a sudden move, guys. But equally, like obviously we said, if we do that, then obviously we're running it, and again it goes to the same position. We're running it when we're not making any money. Yeah. Is the reserve fund in dollars or crypto? Obviously just done that one. In the same case, market conditions continue to get worse on the thing. Will there be any place for members to be able to withdraw some funds if it brings an extended time for a month? Will the company allow some funds to be withdrawn if a member chooses to do so? Yeah, guys, we are going over plans and everything for if this does become a long case scenario type thing. We are, as a team, we have a lot of discussions going on at the minute. Obviously, how to do this in the best possible form. It's very important to us. Most important things to us, guys, right, is members earning something passively, right? Understanding this market, it might not even be brilliant, but we want you to earn something passively. Company, sustainability, and reputation. All right, we need to balance the books, maintaining reputation, and at the same time trying to make sure that everybody's earning something. So yes, we are in a lot of talks at the minute. Obviously, we've got a lot of different aspects with the business. We do have other parts of the business that are still producing some profits. Obviously, not to the levels of like what the trading does, but we do have other models that are producing some form of profit. So we are looking at all different types of angles everywhere, all the different ways that we can try to approach this. And also we're looking at aspects of things that we can do to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Okay, we do not want to leave ourselves in a position where this could happen again. So we are literally looking and covering covering all boundaries at the minute. It's a little bit too early to decide what would happen if we didn't decide to restart trading. I mean, for a matter of restarting trading, it is just a matter of time. Obviously, the markets at some point are going to things, so it's not something that we can kind of jump to immediately now. However, we will, like I said, we are looking at all different angles for everybody. Hi Darren, I have a couple of people who've lost money in other programs, absolutely, which has nothing to do with you, no, or MPT, but I've asked about the other profit streams and income sources. Are they not a significant enough part of the business to override the trading profits? You cannot be on this call. I understand and agree that with the company are doing regards. So no, at this point, obviously, all of the other business models and that, no. They're not in a position to sustain it on its own. Obviously, all of the time they've been helping and putting some into the reserve. But for now, guys, you know, with MPT on pause, to be honest with you, it is of a massive help, guys, if everybody does go out and help support all of the other business modules. So Eureka Move, guys have a hangout for Eureka Move plan for today as well. You know, supporting Eureka Move, Chatterbox, Eureka X Exchange, helping push all of that out, it is going to generate more profits, of which is going to put us in a considerably stronger position. How much was the loss? Nabil, 2%, something like that. Yeah, 2-3%. Nothing major, guys. In comparison.
Do you remember? In all the last lives, like I was talking about that trend line, I was talking about when we're gonna be up, like completely out, and that was the moment after that when things got too crazy. Now we were expecting that we can get into a bear market or something after breaking that structure, but what happened right now is what happened like 2 days ago, for example, was like the worst performing in Bitcoin's history. It was the second one. The first one happened before 2013, but the market cap was less than $1 billion, so you can see that there is no comparison. But yeah, like what happened is out of, like, it's unprecedented and it's unique, and that's why we can't like play following the same models that we use usually. But we were expecting a drop. Like if we broke that structure, we were expecting there's going to be a drop, not this much, and not this sensitivity and this irrationality, basically, which is caused by the whole situation overall.
Yeah,
we exited following our plan that we've been talking about for months.
Okay, how much our funds in cold storage? Yes, all crypto funds are in cold storage that we're holding. Of course, some USD that we're holding across numerous exchanges. Everything is locked up and secure as much as physically possible. Darren,
we have cold storage as well.
You go, mate. Go on. You can say.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, USDT is also in cold storage. We hold like cryptos and USDT in cold storage, and put what we need in the exchanges and use leverage sometimes so that we don't put too much in the exchange. And yeah.
Darren, thank you for your crystal clear decision. Being a business owner of many businesses over the year, I totally respect you and MPT's decision. 100% support here, brother. You're doing the right thing. That was from Brian Hill. Thank you, Brian. Again, guys, it all means a lot of your support. I'm sure that you can understand that this is an incredibly tough time for us as well, because we will naturally we don't want to be in this position, but maintaining our three things, obviously our three key points, let's say, of how we're going to be able to come out of this situation a lot stronger. You know, we need to do what we need to do. Do you believe the company will last for 10 years and more? Do you believe MPT will make millions on this? Guys, it's not an investment platform, so obviously don't call it an investment platform. But do I think that MPT can last for 10 years or more? Yeah, you know, we have the funds, guys. We've proved how you can build a sustainable business. You know, we've proved it. We've been going coming up 18 months, no, 17 months now without any issue, never missed a payout, etc. Obviously, at the minute, the whole world is in a bloody crisis. It ain't just us. The whole world is panicking. The whole world markets are dropping. You know, I was trying to avoid saying something stronger then. But yeah, the whole world markets are all crashing. So there's nothing that we are not in a unique position to everybody else. This is interesting. So when we withdraw, the funds come from MPT or from fiat account, not thing. No, in general, when in general, when crypto's up and running, yes, we do. When crypto's up and running, when the markets are up and running, especially on the crypto side, which is obviously our main side, we do use we do use USDT quite a lot, or USD. We hold it in, and we do trade in and out, in and out, in and out. And obviously, yeah, for withdrawals, it will be moved across from the exchange, or we do keep a very small cash flow. But yeah, the majority that we do obviously is in a fiat amount. But MPT only depend on trading as one source of income to pay members. No, it has lots of different income sources that we use to be able to pay members. It just so happens that trading happens to be the biggest one. Okay, my passive trades has always been based on it. The other models, don't forget, a lot of the other business models, guys. Eureka Move is literally just launching and kicking off now. Eureka X has only been going really for a few months. You know, Chatterbox, all of it, our focus has largely been on my passive trades. So to be honest with you, from our perspective, we've got a chance now to really push out our other business models. Eureka Coin, I want to touch on Eureka Coin now because it's like the ultimate place to be. Eureka Coin is a massive store of value, and I'm going to talk a little bit now, and you're going to have to listen to me because I'm going to give you an understanding. All right, I've already explained this to someone today, which is really good because it's lined me up perfectly well to be able to do this call and explain it. The bill, we've been over it too as well. Right. The reason that I believe, this is only my opinion, okay, but I base everything on facts and figures, okay, more figures than anything else, right? Emotions, everything like that, forget it, all right? Numbers cannot lie, all right? The reason that I don't think that BTC is becoming a safe haven at this given point is because BTC is inflating just as much as fiat markets, right? We know that inflation that they tell us is between 1.5% and 2%, right? Let's double that and say it's actually between 3% and 4%, all right, which is probably a little bit more realistic. Never asked them to admit to it, of course, but that's probably a little bit more realistic. With situations like this, we could see hyperinflation, which would turn the tide, but until it happens, we can't obviously talk about that, or we can't forecast based on that. So if actual inflation is at 3% per year, if you compound that over 30 years, it means that your $100 now essentially becomes worth $50 in buying power, right? Very simple. And it's what we've seen generation to generation to generation. We pass on to our kids money that's worth only half of what it was when we actually put it there, right? That's what happens with the monetary system. With BTC at the minute, BTC is actually being inflated. Nabil, confirm for me, every 10 minutes a block is mined for BTC. Yeah, every 10 minutes, that means that, what's that?
12.5.
Yeah, oh yeah, with a 12.5 mining return, okay? 6 times 12.5 is 75 Bitcoins are being brought into circulation per hour, okay? That is 1,800 Bitcoins being brought into circulation per day. Spread that over the total cost of a year, and it's a lot, right? Right. The actual...
So it's 3.65 3.6% inflation year. So
3.6% inflation per year based on the amount in circulation right now. Okay, therefore, Bitcoin, the safe haven, is actually inflating currently more than fiat currencies. Okay, obviously that drops, right? Fiat currencies continue on this spiral forever. BTC drops every 4 years. Unfortunately, though, 4 years or 5 years really until it becomes significantly under inflation would be not this halving but the next halving. 5 years at the minute is a bloody long way away, right? With market situations and everything as they are now, it is a long way away. That is why I believe that Bitcoin is not necessarily acting as a safe haven at the minute. However, the ultimate store of value, the ultimate would be something that was deflationary in such times. Now let me award you and let me put in front of you the Eureka blockchain, okay, with the Eureka coin. It's 100% deflationary. It started off with its max supply, with the exception of 1 million coins, which will be mined over the next, I think it's going to take something in the region, I think we worked it out at about 758 years, okay, for those million coins to be in circulation. We have burnt off around 40 million coins over the last, let's say, 6 months, 6-7 months. So you can see it is always dilute, always deflating. For every single transaction that happens on our blockchain, from us, from any token, from any DApp, anything that is built, any smart contract built over the blockchain, for every single transaction, gas is required, which is ERK. 10% of that is built out of circulation, okay? ERK is a massive store of value. So at this point, of course, we are absolutely in no means are we taking our eye off of ERK as well, because ERK, this is ERK's chance to shine, to be completely honest. ERK right at this minute has a chance to really push through, and ERK has a really good means of attraction at the minute. Inflation, deflation, okay, for a store of value, obviously deflation is the ultimate.
And the demand is very stable because we have like the best technology so far in terms of blockchain. Maybe we don't compare ourselves to Nano and IOTA and like Hashgraph and those different kind of things like in the blockchain arena. I believe we have technology and we already have people building stuff on top of us, and this is creating constant demand. And you add to that, of course, the buyback and burn and the demand that's coming from us as well. Put that and add it to the supply, and you can see clearly like economics never lie. This always works, and we're trying to have a store of value that's gonna also be like a very functional currency. People like are using it already, and it's a very high technology right now. We're using the best, whatever, like the last technology that's in the space. Like Ethereum is moving to proof of stake later on, maybe in a few months or something, and it's a big move for Ethereum. And we're big fans of Ethereum, but we're already proof of stake, and we but yeah.
Right, hang on. Right, I've lost myself. Hang on, guys. Right, I'm just coming over to my passive trade so that I can come into the group and I can pick up all of the questions there, guys. I'm sorry. Obviously, where we've had a lot that we needed to cover, a lot of the questions coming through have been really helpful, actually, because they've been answering of questions, of which was things that we needed to cover anyway, so that's great. But, guys, we're opening up the floor now for all questions. Nabil, if you can keep an eye on the questions in, you can see the questions on Zoom, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you can just keep an eye on the questions in Zoom as well, just read them out. Either you can answer it or I can answer it, depending on which one of our forte it benefits, but or that would be more beneficial to it, should I say? In my opinion, just so down daily withdrawal. It will help balance up with the users. Because the only way to slow down the daily withdrawal is obviously by slowing down earnings. The only way to slow down earnings is by, doing a pause like we have. ERK, because I'm reading through some of these questions here. ERK, my pension funds, absolutely. ERK is a storm of a store of value.
Okay, so I'm going to stop the video here. As you can see, it goes on for another 50 minutes. I really don't want to bore you guys with all the details. I believe most of our questions are probably answered from the first part of that video, and I really admire my passive trades and the entire team for being so transparent, but not only that, for closing down deposits, for pausing the earnings, for pausing the packages. Our packages will not expire. Everything is going to be halted. There's not going to be any withdrawals allowed. But what I love most is they're being very transparent with it, putting notices up everywhere and explaining the situation. And they've also immediately shut down deposits. So well done, my passive trades. Okay, and moving on, it was also a busy day for live streaming on Sunday. Ryan did a live stream at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time or 6 p.m. UK time, and basically there wasn't a lot new, but I have included the recording here just for those of you who aren't on Facebook. You can see what people are commenting and make your own conclusions. Like I said, there wasn't really a lot new other than he is admitting now that he can't promise the March 25th dates, and he completely ignored or didn't see all the questions about shutting down deposits, or at least considering it. Anyway, so I'll let you guys make your own decisions on this, and I'll see you at the end of this video. Oh, and I just have to say the quality of the video isn't the best. It seems like there's a time delay. I tried to stop it for a little bit and restart it. It didn't seem to help. But if you just listen to it without watching the lip sync that's off schedule, you'll be okay. Sorry about that.
Okay, so let's give it like 20 more people and we'll get it started, like just a minute or something like that. So yeah, but as I said one more time, I mean, just guys, please, in this really hard times because of the coronavirus and everything, just take care of yourselves and of your hygiene and everything. Just put extra effort there, for your families and yourselves. So especially, I mean, older people are really affected. I mean, so just try to really go through this. So okay, we are with 100 people. Awesome. Let's give it like 30 more seconds and we'll get it started, guys. So for joining in this live call. So yeah, basically just wanted to give you a short update. 3 things that I want to talk to you about the most. Of course, I know a lot of you guys have been asking a lot of questions and everything, and I've been hectic busy the last week or like 10 days because it took a lot of time, and I just tried to really get all of this back together and everything, because as you know, the market has been pretty terrible lately. I mean, just crazy with all it. So now when we have more people, one more time, guys, this coronavirus is obviously more serious than we thought, so it's still spreading and it's everything. So just take care of yourselves, maybe isolate yourselves for a while. A lot of countries have been putting in even martial laws. I mean, I know here in UK they're talking about limiting people in, especially older people, into leaving their houses, and just to, maybe for precautionary measures. So it is serious. Just take care of yourselves, take care of your families and everything. That is the most important at the end of the day, of course. So let's start with the updates. For the past week, I mean, I've been working like crazy just to try to get all this together and everything. We had a okay week, but the market is still pretty terrible. I mean, everything is kind of going back and forth. I mean, just take a look at since our last video, just some of you guys that probably hold some Bitcoin, you know, you've probably been hit as well. So of course we trade in Forex, but you know, that is all combined and everything. So everything is influenced of one another. So you know, the market has been really bad. I mean, it's been better than the earlier weeks. We have made some progress, but honestly, I mean, just the thing that I want to tell you about is we were planning to allow withdrawals from 25th of March, but right now, as I said, I'm always being honest with you, and I'm continue to do so. I'm not sure that we will be able to do that on 25th. So I will give you one more update on the 20th, probably maybe 21st, but just working towards that goal is like, my mind is set only to that, just to work towards that goal, to allow you guys to withdraw your money from the 25th, at least, you know, some amount. So I'm really working hard to do that, but with the current state, I'm not sure if we will be able to do it, like, you know, on the 25th of the exact date of 25th. So just, you know, working my best to achieve that, to try that. So just as I said, really, I know it's disappointing news probably for a lot of you guys, but just you know, just take a look at some companies that have, like, you know, my passive trades. Probably a lot of you know about them. You know, they're in the similar space and everything. They're probably 10 times bigger than SoftTrade AI, maybe even like 15 times bigger than SoftTrade AI, and they have paused their withdrawals too. So they have limited the withdrawals and everything. So I just hope you guys understand, because if a company of that size is affected, you know, of course, smaller companies like SoftTrade AI will be affected as well. So just as I said, I'm just trying my best to really get all this in a good direction once again, because we are really trying to put all the pieces together and just counter all these things that are happening in the market, because it has been hectic so far. I mean, I assume a lot of you guys maybe that own stocks or that own crypto or that are forex traders yourselves, just understand how big is the turmoil in the market right now. So just right now we are really kind of sitting tight, just trying to do our best to really make it possible again. And as I said, I'm trying my best to make it happen until the 25th, but you know, I just really, as I said, I mean, my passive trades stop the withdrawals. So if a company of that size stops it, I hope you guys understand that, you know, we are in the same situation. I mean, it is real. You know, no one is really doing anything like unordinary or something like that. It's just the things that are happening. So I'm doing my best, as you probably seen. I mean, I haven't responded to some of your messages because I have really tried my best to get this back to normal and everything, because I know how it means. It means a lot. I mean, so to get all the support from you guys. So as I said, I'm just doing my best and everything. So once again, sorry for not answering to some of your messages, because I'm just trying to get us back on track. So as I said, for now, I can't really promise that on the 25th we'll be able to allow the withdrawals. I'm working towards that. I didn't want to hide anything from you guys. As I said, in this group, the community has been amazing. So I just wanted to give back as much as possible, even if it's bad news or, you know, not so good news. I want to share it with you guys, because it's really, you know, something that you should know. So as I said, I was working hard towards it, and I just hope that we'll just get right back on track as soon as possible. So that is, of course, just a few updates that I wanted to tell you guys about. And yeah, as you guys know, I mean, a lot of countries, depending on the countries that you were in, especially countries that have been hit like really hard, so like Italy, or right now currently Spain, you know, like here near in Europe, you know, for all the members of the group in those countries, just, you know, guys, please take care of yourselves and everything, because it has been really crazy. I mean, just take a look at Italy. Like, martial law is in place, so, you know, that's really something to that's really something that hasn't been like around for quite a while in Italy. So you understand the seriousness of the situation. So just if you are in any of those countries, you probably know that the flights are canceled and all of that. So basically just in that manner, of course, the upcoming Dubai trip that was supposed to happen is of course, guys, canceled. I mean, a lot of our investors send me a message like, hey, my flight is canceled. I can't really basically get anywhere. I mean, can't leave the country. If you leave the country, you can't get back without being quarantined for like 2 weeks or something like that. So it is really serious, guys. Just I hope you understand the situation, because a lot of people are kind of here and there when it comes to this virus. They are just like it's a common flu or something like that. So who knows? I mean, maybe it is. Maybe all the people that have been some had crazy theories, of course, like it's a man-made virus, it's to destroy the economy, new world order, stuff like that. Who knows? But for our own safety, of course, it is better to just take precautionary measures, as of course we are doing right here. So as I said, thank you guys so much for understanding. And just when it comes to the virus, first of all, take care of yourselves and your families. That is most important. I mean, more important than anything else. Just stay safe, try to work from home if you can. If you can't, I mean, some companies will probably stop their day works, their working days for some time, of course. But who knows? I mean, some companies, even here in UK, are working just fine. So, it's probably up to them and everything. As I said, I'm doing my best to get all this back to normal. And of course, just one more time, when it comes to Dubai, it just had to be canceled, guys. Let's just say it's not safe. Even like some people will argue, well, it's just like, I don't know, 160 people affected, like have the coronavirus worldwide. But those are just the people that have been tested. Some estimations say that it's much more. Some estimations say that we will basically, just to start with, we're just starting with the virus, so maybe it will go up into the millions, hundreds of thousands will die. Who knows? I mean, I don't want to spread panic or anything like that. Always better to be safe than sorry. That's just one of my mottos. So I just think it's a good idea to just be safe and everything, because at the end of the day, that's what's most important. I mean, health is really what's key to a successful life and happy life. So just focus on that, guys, for now. And as I said, from my end, I'm doing my best to get this thing back on track, because I know that we can do it. We had a okay week, but it's still, I mean, everything is going crazy. I mean, especially if a lot of countries declare martial law and all that, I mean, just the currencies will go hectic, so doing our best, tweaking the software as I can. So and of course, I mean, one thing that I think it's like immediate thing that I could do is, of course, cancel the Dubai trip, because of course we will organize another trip when all this kind of hopefully comes to an end with the coronavirus and everything. So of course, all the investors that we already send money to go to the trip, we will send them funds once again for the new trip. But for now, I think it's just probably the best decision to cancel this trip, because it's who knows? I mean, people say Dubai is not that contagious right now. Not a lot of people have it down there, but let's say someone brings in the sickness and everything. So why endanger others and ourselves if for just a meeting that we can postpone for, like, let's say a month or 2 months or anything. So right now, just like my main message to you guys is basically just hold tight with all of this. So better to just stay at home, as I said, take care of your families. That's probably the best thing to do. So other than that, yeah, I'm doing my best to get everything back on track, and I'll keep you guys updated as always in the group. So we shut down the Telegram group because it's full of scammers and everything. I talked about it a lot of times, and really limited the amount of people we allow into the Facebook group, because a lot of people are just also spammers there, just trying to get some money from you, and that's really not good, of course. So we don't want any scammers in the group, or people that are just going to be negative at all times without any reasons. So as you guys know, I'll keep you updated with everything, and I'll continue to trade, work on the software, and I'm doing it every day and every night just to get it back up and all of that. So the week was solid, but with the current results and the current state of the market, I'm just not sure that we'll be able to allow withdrawals back on 25th. I will do my best to do it by that day, but hopefully we can do it. We can do it by then. If not, maybe a few days from then. I just hope that, let's say, by beginning of April, we can really allow all the withdrawals to continue. I mean, as I said, if the bigger companies have been affected, I just hope that you understand that this is not a thing that just this company is doing, like just the soft trade AI is, limiting withdrawals. I mean, just take a look all over the internet, all over some, investment companies and all that. Everyone that's trading Forex and all that, it's just, it's being low, it's being pretty, bad, not something that we can be proud of. So as I said, we are doing our best to get back on track, to boost those percentages, and as always, I'll keep you guys updated about everything. So as soon as everything is get back to normal, of course the withdrawals will be allowed back, but of course any progress that we make, I'll keep you guys updated. I'm really doing everything that I can. And I'm a bit, sorry to say that it's not like it's not going in a amazing direction, but it's a long run, so we're just trying our best to get back on track, basically. So yeah, that's just a few updates and everything. So hope you guys really understand it and all of that, because as I said, the support has been outstanding so far. I really thank you guys for all the positive comments and all of that. As I said, so many times, even like probably in some of the first videos that I've done, just basically you guys are the thing that moves this company forward, and you're the biggest asset of this company. So once again, thank you so much for your support. Really means a lot, especially in the tough times. You know how they say, like, who's with you in the tough times? It's easier to be with someone when everything is going great. So thank you so much for understanding, and as I said, I'm doing my best to try to get to get everything going. I just hope that all of that makes sense, guys. So yeah, those were the updates. Of course, I have like 10 more minutes if you wish to ask some questions and all of that. Everything that I can answer, I will. So if you have any questions, now's the time. Go ahead, guys. As I said, I always like to leave a short period of time just for some questions if you have them, of course. So I saw a lot of you guys asked some things, but yeah, let me just take a look. John asks, to me this means nothing. Sorry, John, that's all I have to tell you. I just wanted to update you. Not sure how I can help you much other than what I'm doing right now. I'm working as hard as possible, so just not sure really what else to tell you. Issues like this happen every decade, John. Yeah, who knows? This with all these coronavirus things, people had crazy theories like Chinese planted them on themselves, USA planted them on the Chinese, some crazy, lizard people planted them on everyone. So who knows? But maybe it's just a new virus that happens, like the Spanish flu, the Black Plague. Hopefully not, not of that size. So yeah. Let me see some more questions. Victor asks, is it possible to impose a very low limit on withdrawals but at least allow it? Victor, so working towards that. That is the goal. I mean, the idea was that on 25th we allow at least some money, so some money to, you know, to be able for you guys for withdrawal. So as I said, just doing my best to make it happen. So yeah. Let me see some more questions. Art says, just hold everything until it's safe to get back in. Art, I'm doing my best. I mean, just to, one of the reasons, as I said, why we wanted to not remove, but limit the withdrawals for a while. It's exactly for that reason. It's just we want to be safe, and we want to really do our best to get back on track and give you guys those profits that we have been giving you so far. So. Let me just see some more questions. Let me see if it's better here. Rao asks, inform about video competition. Is it still on the way or postponed? Well, I mean, you can say it is postponed because everything is. So, just right now, as you can see, I mean, it's this has been something that we couldn't really predict. So just, as I said, trying our best to get back on track, and let's say after that, we will probably get the competition back on track. So, let me see some. My passive trades has done the same thing today. Exactly as I said, we are not the sole case of doing this. So, have you heard or know about the possibility of Bitcoin halving in May, meaning becoming twice as valuable? Kate. So yeah, a lot of people ask me about that, but basically just a quick, if I can explain it to you guys as much as I can. Let's say the halving process is just the amount that people receive for confirming the transactions. So that is basically how you get Bitcoin, the mining. So other than that, I mean, it won't go twice in value, but what it means is, I think the like a reward, for confirming transactions was, I think 12.5 Bitcoin or something like, or 12 Bitcoin. If you confirm the transactions, of course, but let's say from May, not sure really the exact date, but from May it's gonna be I think 6 or 6.5. So the trend is like from the past. I think the first halving was in 2013 probably, and the second one was, I think, 2016. The trend usually is that Bitcoin goes up 10 times, but some people argue that it's not because of the halving, it's because of some other things. So who knows? I mean, but yeah, people estimate that Bitcoin will go up in the next few months, and significantly up. So as I said, we'll see. I mean, every one of you that holds Bitcoin, people that are really into crypto for 10 years will tell you definitely keep it. Long game is everything that matters, but ultimately your choice. I mean, when it comes to Bitcoin, everyone has their own opinion. People say it will reach $100,000 by the end of this year, and others say it will go to zero because it's a bubble and it will burst. So, I mean, who knows? Just a second. Some more questions. Can we see the MT4 thread or the weekly report sent to our email? Syed asked, or uploaded on Facebook. I'm working on that, Syed, as soon as possible. I mean, I'm as I said, doing my best to really show you guys the process that we had, but yeah, I'll see what we can do in the next few days about that. Let me see, Kate, no problem. So yeah, guys, I have around just a few more minutes, need to get ready and start working again. I need to get back on some Zoom calls. So few more questions and that would be it. But as I said, I hope you guys understand all the things that we are doing. So, does March 25th still the deadline before first withdrawal? Joe, I said in the beginning of the video, I'm working towards that date, but if because market has been terrible, I mean, maybe we can't do it on, you know, to up to that date. Hopefully beginning of April or anything. So just doing my best to make it happen on 25th. But just as I said, maybe it won't happen then, maybe a few days after that, maybe a week, just until at least a few things stabilize in the market. And yeah. So let's see, one more question. And any info about the contest? Yeah, as I said, I mean, contest will probably be put on hold just because of the current things that are happening. So probably after we get back everything back on track, we'll continue with the contest as well. So Pete asks, are you going to deal with members who have been trying to scam others? I mean, Pete, I would like to deal with them, but it's really beyond me. I mean, not in my power at all. I mean, people have their own accounts. They send messages from their own accounts. The only thing that I can tell you is just stay safe. And I mean, if you aren't like getting an official email from myself or a message on Facebook from myself that I'm, you know, and you can see admin of this group, so, you know, it's me. But, you know, if you get some messages from somebody pretending to be me, or just, you know, some person representing themselves as some part of the company, just ignore them because it's just scams. I'm doing my best to kind of really remove them from the group, but other than that, not a lot of things I can do. I mean, because as you guys know, everyone has like social media and all of that, so, you know, it's not in my power, but I'm trying my best. So let me see. I think yeah, guys, I had to go a bit, but just a second. Yeah, as I said, I mean, all the questions that you have, just always feel free to send me a message. I hope you guys are still with us and understand the whole situation. And so basically just, as I said, hope you understand, and I hope everything will get back to normal as soon as possible so that we can continue the thing that we have been doing for, you know, quite some time right now. You guys all had success with us. You all had great profits. So as I said, I'm doing my best to keep making that happen. So thank you guys one more time for joining in this live call. I really appreciate the support. And as I said, thank you so much. And of course, when it comes to the coronavirus, just please be safe. It's the most important thing. Not sure if you have to buy all the toilet paper in the world, but some people are afraid that it will, you know, probably go out of existence. So just basically, guys, when it comes to the coronavirus, try avoid traveling and basically, you know, take care of your families, take care of yourselves, because ultimately that is what's really important. So other than that, just stay safe. Maybe stay in your home for a while. Not sure if I'm the right person to tell you, but maybe get some supplies if you're in a country that is affected in a, you know, some major way. But other than that, just take care of your hygiene, you know, basically take care of your families and take care of yourselves, guys. So one more time, as I said, thank you so much for joining on this live call, and I hope you will have an amazing and a healthy Sunday.
So basically, as you can see, nothing much really new. If you are in your back office at all, you can tell that withdrawals are still not being processed, and that it says that, which I'm fine with. But the problem that I do have is that we are still earning, even when the trading isn't the greatest. I believe we're taking a large risk with all of our deposits, and I think it's better that they just do something like my passive trades. We're not going to be able to withdraw our earnings, and we're putting all our capital at risk for a volatile market that could take our deposit and squash it in a matter of seconds or minutes. So, I mean, again, I'm not an expert trader, but I've done a little bit of it myself, and I honestly don't think it's worth the risk. I think my passive trades is doing it the right way. And Ryan, if you're listening, you know, maybe you should consider doing the same thing. Halting the earnings for now. It's not like we can withdraw them anyways. Put the packages on hold so they don't continue to come to expiry. I don't know. Some people might not like that, because I did hear that someone got their 50% of capital in their online wallet on their account, and that they were able to actually reinvest it into another package. So maybe it's only a matter of closing off the deposits for any new member accounts, or at least putting a disclaimer on the front page saying that no withdrawals will be allowed until the market settles down. That's all I'm asking, and I don't think it's a lot to ask for. Anyways, this video is getting extremely long, so I'll just stop there. And like I promised, I have a little surprise for you. And believe it or not, EXWAY is still paying out. I've received all my withdrawals every single day, no issue. The only issue, or I guess not really issue, but observation that one of our community members brought up, and it's very true, is that when you do a withdrawal of, say, $12 in my case, it ends up being somewhere around $6 or $7. And of course, that's because they rate all transactions as if Bitcoin is at $10,000. So obviously, if we have $12 to take out and Bitcoin's no longer valued at 10,000, it's valued more around 5, then of course that means we're going to get the actual value. So in other words, my $12 turns into about 6. So yeah, but you know, we could choose to leave it on the platform, but then again, that's just money on the platform. So I would rather take the money off as Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, I believe, will eventually go up again. So it is what it is, and that $6 of Bitcoin could easily be $12 or more in the future. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this $15 off, and hopefully we get the batch ID and the beautiful sound hitting my Exodus wallet. Just wanted to turn up my volume, and we will confirm. And live. Excellent. It's hard to believe, but we'll take what we can. So overall, these are, or will be, let's say, interesting times moving forward. I'm sure some platforms will use their current market conditions and the coronavirus issue or pandemic as their excuse to exit on us, while others will be genuine, and in the end they'll come out victorious, hopefully. And if they do, wow, those platforms are gonna blow up this space. People will have so much confidence in them, so much belief in them, because they'll know that they have integrity built into who's running the platform. Honestly, in my view, we all just need to be a little patient and think about enacting our plan Bs, whatever that might be for you. I'll get more into mine hopefully on Wednesday's videos. You know how this crypto space is. Things can shift up quickly, and I want to get you guys information that will help you make decisions based on your own situation to hopefully help you still earn or turn your small stacks into larger stacks, because that is our whole purpose here. So wishing you all a blessed day. Please remember to choose love over fear, and check in on those elderly neighbors of yours. I know I will be. And until next time, hasta luego. Love you guys.